Hey guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and in this video we're going to talk about how to get a great deal on a new car. Remember, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell, because I post at least 3 videos a week. A lot of times I'll sprinkle in an extra video. If you didn't hit the notification bell, you're going to miss it. Like and share this video so our channel can grow, and as always, leave a positive comment below. Leave a comment. I'm a small YouTuber. I'm the host, I'm the director, I'm the MC, I'm the editor, I'm the social media guy. So if you leave most big YouTube channels, you're not really talking to them. They got a social media guy they hire pretending it's them. You're actually talking to me. So leave a comment and I will respond to it. All right, so this email I get all the time. How do I get a great deal on a new car? Well, the first thing you need to do is be prepared. If you were playing any sport, I played ice hockey. If you playing any sport, you're not going to win any game unless you're actually prepared. So how do you prepare for buying a car? Well, you should do your research. Find out what the cars are selling for. There's so many forums now, no matter what car you like, even if you like a mainstream minivan or you need one, I'm sure there's a forum for that particular minivan where you can compare what people paid. And if you ask them nicely, most people, if you give them a private message, they'll actually tell you what they paid for the car if you ask nicely. So be respectful. That's one way you can research. There's so many calculators out there. You can go to Consumer Reports, Edmunds, Motor Trend. There's a million ways where you could find out the invoice price of the car. And if it's a hot car, you know what? You're not going to get a smoking deal on it. If it's a car that they're discounting, shop around for dealers. There's a big difference. Some dealers have to make their numbers. I've always had good success at the end of the month buying cars on the last day of the month. You can have even more success if you buy the last day of the year. My 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee, we got a smoking deal on a lease because we bought on New Year's Eve when nobody was at the dealership. So being in the right place at the right time has a lot to do with it. Get your own financing in order. There could be a scenario where a dealer will give you better financing that you get on your own. But you really need to have your own financing so you best know if you're getting a good deal or not. If you have some credit problems or you don't know what your payment is, there's so many payment calculators online, you can figure it out. Figure out, what would be a fair discount on the car that the seller, the dealership's not going to lose money on, and they're not going to lose money because they'll make it up in financing or tire wheel package or rust proofing or something like that. But what you need to do is just be prepared. You should know what the going finance rate is from your bank or credit union. You should know what those cars typically sell for from doing your own research. You should know what wholesale value is on that car. The invoice price on that car by doing your own research. There's so many calculators out there. There should really not be an issue of what that car should legitimately sell for. Now, you probably have a trade-in. Maybe that's why you need the car in the first place. Maybe you had kids now, you need your job's changed, you need a more reliable car, or perhaps you just tired of your old car and it has issues. Find out what the trade value is. You can get a great deal on a new car and then get lowballed on the trade. So the dealership is always looking for total dollars for the transaction. They give you a smoking price on the new car. Guess what? They're probably lowballing you on the trade. Maybe you want to consider selling the car yourself. I always like selling the cars myself, as long as it's not a car that's a problem, because the last thing I want to do is stick somebody with my old problem from my old car. But typically my cars are in very good shape and I'm kept the maintenance, so I have no problem selling them to friends or other people. And for that reason, I just think you have more leeway. It's one less step. If you have a trade-in, you have to do essentially 2 negotiations, right? You have to get a good value on your trade and a good value on the car, and it's really, really hard unless you're a professional to get both. So I suggest if you're able, sell your own car, and now you just have one negotiation. Now you can actually pit dealers against each other. Sometimes you have to go outside your area to get a good dealer. In my experience, a lot of times, the big highway dealerships, I look at it from a real estate perspective since I'm a commercial real estate broker. The highway dealership is paying a lot of rent. They have that gorgeous showroom, so they probably sell a lot of cars because they're on the highway. They probably have to make more profit because they have to pay that rent. Who's paying for that gorgeous showroom? Who's paying for that location where 10,000 cars pass through a day? Sometimes I find for the little out-of-the-way dealers, like up in the country somewhere, you'll get better deals. Maybe the salesmen don't make as much money there. Maybe the dealership doesn't make as much money, but they need to sell cars. And they maybe have a cheap rent that they have a lower cost basis for their dealership, and then they can let cars go at a cheaper price. So shop around. Don't be afraid to drive. I mean, I sold my McLaren for 20 grand more for driving 2 hours. You know, it was worth it to make 20 grand. Yeah, you pay me 10,000 an hour to drive, I'll do that. So there's a lot of things you really have to consider, and be the CEO of your own company. I can't find a smooth road to do this video. So that's what you have to do. You have to do your research. There are plenty of ways. There are a lot of incentives to get the car. Keep in mind, if they're heavily discounting a new car, that's probably going to hurt the resale value of the car, so you may want to consider leasing if you're able. What I like about leasing, and I'll do a more in-depth video on this, is fixed depreciation. So if you buy that $40,000 vehicle and you get $5,000 off for $35,000 and they're discounting and giving them away, you know what, a couple years from now that vehicle may only be worth $15,000. So maybe you want to lease it, and if you can comfortably make that payment within the mileage and all the restrictions of a lease, then you don't have to worry what that car's worth. You just pay your payment for 3 years or whatever it is, and then turn that car in. You don't care whether it's worth 20 or 10, right? You just care about the lease payment. Trying to find some smooth roads here. So do your homework, do your research. I find the best way, the more prepared you are, the more likely you are to get a good deal on the car. If you have no idea what these cars actually trade for, you're not going to know if the salesman gave you a good deal or not, right? And a good salesman will try to take your brain out of it and make you sign with emotion. A good salesman will let you drive the car for a long period of time, really get used to it, like it. He'll, you know, answer all your questions, show you all the features, and he's doing that for a reason, because he wants you to fall for the car. You're going to like him, you're more likely to buy from him, and he's more likely to make a sale. He's got to feed his family too. So what we don't want to do is, you know, let the salesman eat too. Let him feed his family also. But be prepared. Shop around to different dealerships. Dealerships want you to come in, because if you come in, they have a higher probability of actually selling you that car. Chances of you on the phone, you're just going to pay price per price. So a good salesman will have you come in, test drive the car, and maybe you want to do that. You certainly don't want to waste the salesman's time, but maybe you can get some prices beforehand and see if they can match it. This person just went right through without stopping, through a stop sign there. So that's what you have to do. You just have to make sure that you have everything in order. So have your financing, so you know if you borrow $20,000 what your payment's going to be for 5 years. You know what your trade-in value is worth, and as much as you can, find out what this car sold for. Try to find other people. Yeah, there's forums, there's you know, internet groups on Facebook. Find out other people that own this car and what kind of deal they got. Now the deals may vary widely from different times of year. Maybe if it's a 4x4, you're going to get your best deals when it's 90 degrees in the summertime, and if it's a sports car, you're going to get your best deals in November, December, January, because the dealership needs to get rid of that car because it's going to sit all winter. So do your homework, do your research, ask me some questions in the comments below. Maybe some of those questions will be another video. It's leaf blowing season here. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys next time.